Welcome back. We're going to be having a look at the clown again. So right now I can tell you this is my favorite killer in Dead by Daylight. I'm very passionate about the clown. I think he brings something unique to the table. He has a high skill gap. He's very hard to play at rank 1, but he's very rewarding, and there are not many clown mains out there. He has a variety of add-ons that do a number of different things. Okay, so let's talk about default numbers with the clown. The clown carries 4 bottles on his side of which he can pull out. When the clown pulls a bottle out, he moves at his default 115% movement speed. When he releases the bottle to throw, his movement speed is therefore slowed down. If you're a survivor and you know the clown's chasing you and you're looking over your shoulder, when he pulls the bottle out, he's moving at the same speed. When he releases it, he slows down. You might be able to sidestep his smoke depending on what kind of add-ons he is running. Okay, now that we've talked about the default, the smoke lands after the bottle breaks. It makes a sound cue. It is a pink smoke. When you step in the smoke, your vision is blurred. Your movement speed is reduced by 15%. Now when you're sprinting, you move at 85% as opposed to 100%. The clown still moves at 115% without any penalty. Knowing these kind of things, you need to be careful. If you try and vault a window after stepping in the clown smoke, you can only medium vault, giving you medium momentum through the window, as opposed to a fast vault, giving you the distance and the gap you need. You can, however, still slow vault. Same goes for paying attention with the clown. Once you leave the smoke, for as long as you stay in the smoke, you are suffering a 15% movement speed penalty and a vision of blurred effect. When you leave the smoke, you are now suffering a 15% penalty for 2 seconds. Okay, looking at a couple of these add-ons, you've got to be very careful against the clown. You have the pinky finger, which is what people think is the most broken add-on on the clown. They would be incorrect. The clown needs direct impact with the bottle. Now, you'll notice with the clown, with the hatchet on a huntress, you throw and you aim with the middle of your screen, okay? With the clown, you have to aim differently. You have to pull your hand up, aim to the right-hand side to throw directly in the middle of your screen. So when you throw a bottle, you'd never throw it center. You always throw it to the left. So you'll notice when you play clown, you have to aim it to the side to throw it straight. It is just something that the clown has got used to. It also loops very slow. It loops a lot different to the huntress. However, when you're charging a bottle, if you have it full, you'll see a quick glow of like metal, of like light reflection over your body. Therefore, you know that the bottle is full. The survivors don't see this, and you can throw it maximum distance. If you have it charged, remember the clown throws high. You need to aim your camera down to throw more straight. Yeah? Remember these things. The clown can be very devastating with these add-ons. This allows the clown the exposure effect. When you are hit with a direct impact bottle for a few seconds, it is not the period of the bottle. Okay, a lot of people think it is the period of the bottle. So if it smashes and the survivor leaves it for 2 seconds, it disappears. No, it is about 10 seconds. All right, once you are direct impacted by the bottle, the clown can M1 you with a lethal. You might be wondering what a lethal it is. It's the equivalent of exposure, a hillbilly's chainsaw, a one hit down into dying state. Whether you have Metal Man or not, providing you're on full health, I'm referring to here. If the clown hits you with a bottle and then M1s you, you're down. He has to direct impact you. Now, keep in mind, when the clown throws a bottle, it is slow. It gives you plenty of time to sidestep if you know he has this. The clown has 4 bottles by default. A lot of people run this with the additional bottles as well, and then be running around with 6 or 7 bottles. So just be mindful. It can be intimidating at first, but you'll know the clown will always be coming with the bottles. Just play smart, play passive, and don't do it often. But if you see that he's coming at you really fast and he pulls it up, do a spin into him, twist your camera, and then sidestep. And he's gonna back up, and then you've got distance to react to the bottle, yeah? Keep in mind, he doesn't slow down while holding the bottle, only when he releases the bottle. The next one here is the tattooed middle finger. This reveals the survivor's location for 6 seconds once they step in your smoke. This is what I like to refer to as a nurse with 3 blinks. This is called training wheels. What are training wheels? A good clown, for example, at a jungle gym will be able to throw a bottle midway, walk in one direction, hide his light, moonwalk, twist his camera, and then go in the other direction. The survivor will have came too far through and will not be able to double back through the smoke without taking an M1 before the pallet. That is how the clown plays smart and good. It works at both jungle gyms you can be seen at and jungle gyms you cannot be seen at. It is a high skill, hard technique to do. However, if you do not have that mastered, the tattoo finger is what shows you what you're doing, right? You will see the survivor's aura glow for 6 seconds. You will twist your camera away. You'll rotate. You'll be able to see his pathing and know whether you're going to be able to successfully cut him off or not before you make the corner. Therefore, it makes it much more efficient than the other technique. The other technique you become advanced at, and you can apply that with other kind of effects as well. Therefore, I do not recommend this as the top add-on. Okay, moving on to the next one. You have the cheap gin. It allows you to carry more bottles and start with more bottles. Not that great. You can have 6 instant injures if you really want. You don't need that many. Moving on to the next one. Slightly expand the area of effect. When the clown's bottle is smashed on the ground, the area of effect then gets bigger. Therefore, when a survivor tries to loot the jungle gym, they can get caught in it if you aimed it weird. Something to note with the clown. When he throws his bottle and it smashes, it'll spread, let's just say, an approximate 6 meters. If the clown aims really high at a tree with a bottle in the sky, when it smashes, it'll spread the equivalent of about 20 meters. That's 6 meters became 20. The higher you aim, the bigger the spread. But the spread when it's initially falling affects the entire circumference, but when it hits the ground, there will be pools that a survivor has to step in for it to activate. Keep that in mind. If I am getting looped on Auto Haven Wreckers on, let's just say, the gas station, you'll notice that big sign that you can see. And if I was playing clown, I would aim the bottle up, hit the sign, and then run the jungle gym. Therefore, I would get the survivor at the jungle gym. I'd guarantee and get the pallet. You could throw it earlier, but that's going to cover the entire loop. So if he thinks he can go around the entire thing rather than baiting the pallet, he can't. I'll be able to catch him at 115% movement speed. So there are certain plays to use it. Yet again, a massive high-tier skill gap on clown to understand how that play kind of works. I do it quite often here on stream if you guys want to come in and check it out. Right, Ether 15%. Quite possibly the second best add-on the clown currently has. You know how I told you you are hindered for 2 seconds once you leave a clown's gas smoke? This turns the 2 seconds into 3 seconds. Now, a lot of people do not understand this, but I'm going to quickly explain it. This one right here is the Ether 10%. 15%, 10%. This is 3 seconds of hindered rather than 2. This is 2.5 seconds. I get it. I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't that be Ether 20%? You're correct. It should, but it's not. So this is 3, and this is 2.5. It's just a thing that's always given me the willies, being a clown main myself, looking at it going, shouldn't that be, 20%, not 15? Anyways, moving back on here, guys, we're looking at the Garish makeup kit. Not a bad one as well. Moderately expand the gas, okay? And it makes it linger longer. So if you throw this at a jungle gym and you can't get him the first time and he bakes the pallet and he goes for another loop, this is going to force him to drop the pallet the first time. It's an okay add-on. It's not great. A good clown doesn't need it because a good clown won't make the mistake the first time. To outplay a clown, pay attention to what he's doing. Run to a jungle gym and look ahead of that jungle gym. Some clowns will preemptively throw a bottle at the gym or throw a bottle to the left of the jungle gym. You just dash off into a different direction. You do that 4 times, he's got a refill. Don't be fooled. If a clown's baiting the bottle refill, he can just let go of it and run at you. He slows down while refilling, but he can just let go of the button and M1 you. I've seen a lot of people, when I try and refill my bottles, they try and make a dash for it. I let go of the button and I hit them with an M1 because I chased them for a little bit, and now I've actually accumulated bloodlust while I'm doing that, and I get a free M1 at 120% movement speed. Right, this is an okay one. Bottle of chloroform, moderately expand the area of effect on the gas. Again, we don't have to go into details. We've already explained that. We've already explained this as well. This is 2.5 seconds rather than 3. Yes, it stacks with that. It makes it the equivalent of 3.5 seconds. Right, this here is the best clown add-on. Yes, I said it. You would think one of the pink ones, the instant injure, is better. You would be wrong. What makes the glass of bleach so strong? Remember how I told you when you step in the pink smoke, you move at 15% slower? Not anymore. You move at 20% slower. This is a moderate hinder penalty, which is 5%. So you're moving at 80% movement speed, while the clown moves at 115%. Yes. If the clown hits you with this bottle and then M1s you, instead of 150% movement speed for 3 seconds, you get 130. And if he has saved the best for last, he wipes that blood and he's right up your ass before you fucking know it. So just be very careful. This here, alongside this, is the best possible add-on a clown can have. It's going to slow down the loop. You are going to be guaranteed able to walk through the pallet. If you cannot land the M1, you're getting the pallet for free with Enduring. If you choose to run these 2 add-ons, Spirit Fury Enduring is a no-brainer. People will not be able to utilize a window without Bamboozled. You hit them with this bottle before the window or through the window, you can go through that and catch them. They're hindered, remember, for 3 freaking seconds at 80% movement speed. This here is going to allow you to hit through some wacky shit. However, it's the best add-ons you can run. Don't fall victim to getting used to them, yeah? The proper clown build without this kind of shit has almost no room for error. This gives you about 1 to 1.5 seconds room for error, okay? Keeping in mind, if I was running this shit, where would I want to go? We'd want to go to the game, but we'll get into details about that later. So that's kind of all the add-ons. The only other add-on you need to worry about is called the Solve It Jug. Just like the Huntress, the Solve It Jug hinders a survivor, removing their exhaustion. If they know you have it and you pull the bottle back and you release it, they'll early dead hard because they know they need to use it. If you hit him with it and he's going to go balance landing, doesn't matter. You know, it just removes their form of defense. Yeah? If you direct impact somebody with it, and then you M1 them, a lot of people would have normally, you know, looped around the pallet, try to bait it out, and then dead hard if they made a mistake because they thought you were going to respect and you didn't. You know, this removes that kind of shit. It puts a fear factor in the survivor, and you're going to be able to bully down the pallets really, really quick. Be smart, though. Don't overcommit to chases and tunnels, or it could lead to your demise with too much commitment, right? There are a few ways you can build a clown right now, chat. If I'm going to be honest, let's fall victim to the normal way. A normal clown that would want to win would probably go Ruin to slow down the game, Barbecue and Chili for situational awareness. Depending on whether you're running an add-on to make your gas bottle bigger or last longer, would be the equivalent to this. If I was running no add-ons to benefit myself in terms of with pallet looping or slow down the survivor, I would run Enduring. Enduring would be the right option. If, however, I was running some add-ons to slower the survivor's movement speed or make my gas last longer, I would run Brutal instead of Enduring because I know I'm going to be able to respect the pallet, and if he waits at it and tries to run, I'm going to be able to run through an M1 him before he gets another loop because of the hinder effect. Yeah? I build my builds off not relying on that kind of shit. I don't rely on add-ons because it's not going to make me a better killer. Becoming the best killer as a killer would be if you master not using the add-ons, not requiring that kind of thing. Right? This leaves your final perk. Now, the best perk for the clown ever in the entire Dead by Daylight history, in my personal opinion, is a Michael Myers perk called Save the Best for Last. But wait. Remember, if you hit someone and they go through your gas, they are hindered in their movement speed. Here comes the kicker. Medal of Man. We all know that bitch that runs Medal of Man. If he is your obsession and you hit him, you lose 2 stacks. You hit him again, you lose another 2 stacks. You hit him again, you lose another 2 stacks. He DS's you hit him again, you got no fucking stack. Medal of Man destroys this perk, okay? This is an amazing perk. I recommended it so much on the clown. It goes hand in hand with Enduring and Spirit's Fury. This perk just sucks now because of how powerful Medal of Man is, how powerful DS is, yeah? I would run this if people had DS. If I knew they had Medal of Man, I would not run this. I replace this perk with something to bully down pallets early. Now, you would be thinking, Spirit's Fury goes well, Goose, yes? Correct. But I want to follow my build's principles, yeah? If they're a smart group of survivors, they can come in and trade hits, body blocks, all kind of plays. In wake of knowing how powerful and utilized Medal of Man is, my next perk, make your choice. Make your choice is going to allow me to rotate back to the hook. If I see the guy who's being saved, I can then either choose to go for him or go for the hook saver, right? The hook saver is most likely going to be squirmish and throwing pallets early, allowing me to get them. My build is a little different with this. With a lot of time, experience, and knowledge in Dead by Daylight, I know what I am capable of in terms of tracking. I can track the littlest scratches, the littlest sounds. I know pathing and rotation. I know where I can expect to look to find a survivor just from enough experience and time in the game. Therefore, I do not need Barbecue and Chili. I do not run Barbecue and Chili on a lot of killers. You will see me run it on Nurse. You will see me run it on Spirit. Okay? You'll see me run it on Billy too. My choice of perk instead of Barbecue is Discordance for knowing where situational awareness is. However, I'm going to take this off. Right now, the best possible thing I could think of to run here would be Spirit's Fury. Remember, you are going to be bullying down every pallet. You're going to be walking through every pallet. If you get that lucky M1 through the pallet and then Spirit's Fury up, you are good to go. This is going to allow so much pressure, yeah? It's going to allow me to get things out of the way, not overcommit to chases, not overcommit to tunnels. I'm not going to respect everything. I'm going to go through it. If a survivor's running a jungle gym where they can utilize a window, fuck it. I'll go the opposite direction so they can't utilize a window. Might take me 1 or 2 additional laps to catch them if I was just an M1 killer, but as a clown, if I bottle in the correct spot, I'm going to catch them on the exact same loop. So keep this in mind. I can change and tailor this build to better perform myself as well. I could go Devour Hope or Haunted Ground with Barbecue and Pop Goes the Weasel with Brutal. There is no correct answer for the clown. You're asking what I run here. But wait, there's more. Say I'm versing the best possible Swift I know. I know these guys are going to do Jennies. I know they're going to rush. I know they're good at looping. I would replace Save the best for last. 4, Bamboozled. Now, I never used to recommend Bamboozled on the clown. Throwing a bottle, forcing someone not to be able to fast vault and medium vault used to guarantee an M1 through the window. As of a recent patch a couple of months ago, Dead by Daylight introduced, medium vaults now give you momentum through a window, allowing you to dash straight away. Therefore, a killer lunging through a window will miss you 80% of the time. Nobody realized how much of a hard nerf that was to the clown, even though the clown didn't need a nerf. So this being in Wake and being smart, you guys are going to have to take a step back and go, shit, I need to counter that. With this build, there is no L wall that people can run. The double L window, you can't run it. You place your bottle in the right place, you steal the right window, you're guaranteed to get the hit. You don't even need to hide your light. You add hiding your light to the mist, you become an absolute champion, and you are unbeatable. You're guaranteed. You could, if you were really feeling ambitious with your hunting, your tracking, I'm confident, I know what I'm doing, Goose, I don't need make your choice. You could do this. This is also an alternative. That there is a very common hillbilly build who is good at what he can do. Most billies will run something like that if they're running a tuning guide or an instant store, Thompson mix, primer bulb, something really fast, they'll run that. They might even get rid of Ruin for Popco's Weasel if they're feeling really brave. That is a decent clown build, but at the same time, you're lacking an instant injure, you're lacking pressure, you're lacking sloppy butcher, you're lacking infectious fright. Not that you want it, he doesn't have the kind of pressure for it, but there is just so much you are currently missing out on trying to run that as clown, so I would not recommend that at all. Realistically, save the best for last would be amazing. Save the best for last with Spirit's Fury and Enduring counters itself for a bit because you recover really quick anyways, so you're kind of getting not as much bang for your buck with that. But keep in mind, you can tailor this build to better benefit yourself. If you're struggling with hunting, you can even put on Barbecue and Chili. Bamboozled is not necessity. You can go fucking Enduring and Bamboozled and walk through everything and Brutal Strength of Palate if you want. I don't recommend it. There are better plays. It's all about knowledge. If you've seen any of my Survivor gameplay, you will notice I loop windows very efficiently and effectively. I can bait it out. I will get 3 volts on the window and then I'll leave and go somewhere else. And I'll save that jungle gym. I'll be very patient and very smart, cool, calm, and collected when it comes to utilizing the window. A killer needs to anticipate my movement, run around the corner, hide his light, moonwalk back, and then M1 me at the window, or chainsaw me, or do whatever they need to do. No, it doesn't happen very often because I'm very patient and I only hit spacebar once. I don't sit there and spam it while I'm going for the window. It's being about cool, calm, and collected, who reacts correctly. Remember, you only have to be 30 centimeters away from a window to hit spacebar to fast vault. If you've built up momentum. If you haven't built up momentum, you need about 1.5 meters. If I'm running, I don't have to smash spacebar because it'll vacuum about 2 meters away. I can wait to the last 30 centimeters and then press spacebar once and get the fast vault, not the medium vault. Just remember these kind of things. So in Wake, there are quite a lot of different options you can do as a clown, but let's take a step back. If I was playing the clown and I wanted to win, what would I do? Realistically, the game is a fantastic choice to take the clown. I would not want to go to a map where I can be seen at a lot of the jungle gyms, such as the Heart Locket. At the same time, being seen at the jungle gyms allows me to hide not so much my light, but if I was running something like that, I would want to be running something like this as well. Therefore, they're moving slower. I can bait, I can twist myself and move my body like I'm a fucking ballerina and then confuse people and get the M1s on people. I would not recommend the Heart Locket though. I cannot recommend the snow map in the slightest. It is not very balanced. I think I'd fall victim to running the exact same recommendation as the Hag, which is this map. Now, why would I run this map? I know there are a couple of windows that are bitches, but remember, I recommend Bamboozled at the same time. So if I was playing to win as the clown, what would I run? That is a good question. Honest to God, I would run something along the lines of this. Now, I have these add-ons. I'm running the best possible add-ons I could do. I don't need Bamboozle to steal the windows. I know I can get away with a lot of different kinds of plays, yeah? So I would be looking more towards something like Barbecue and Chili is going to give me good situational awareness. It's going to allow me to know where to rotate. I'm going to be able to make the right plays at the right decisions at the right times, okay? My first perk, I'm going to need something to slow down the game in my favor. I kind of want Ruin. I kind of want to know where survivors are, and I don't want them to be able to do Jennies fast. This is a gamble. Remember, we don't like risking, but sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. If I was playing seriously as clown and I wanted my win, okay, I would go for these next 2 perks. Now, you'll notice that these do not kind of compute with what I currently have on. I'm going to go with Knockout, and I'm going to go with Infectious Fright. Okay, the clown does not have an instant injure. I'm therefore going to take off Barbecue and Chili right now, and because I am going right now for kind of a sluggy build, the best thing I could do would be go for more attacks. Keep in mind the map that I want to go to is going to be a small map regardless. I'm not going to be able to steal the window quick. The only time I'm going to leave a slug on the ground is if I down somebody and nobody screams on Infectious Fright. I'm going to leave that guy down and I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go straight pathing towards something else. If I down somebody and somebody else screams, we'll go for that person. If I down somebody and nobody screams, we pick him up, we take him straight to the hook. It is that simple, right? It's going to give me good knowledge. It's going to give me good situational awareness. And once I build a few stacks to save the best for last, with a 3-second hinder at 80% penalty, you're going to be in deep trouble. You're going to realize that I hit you with a bottle. You're not going to get a massive amount of movement speed. We're going to M1 you, and we're going to walk right through. We're going to body you again and M1 you down. Somebody else screams, we rotate straight away. We keep the pressure, we keep the power on, and the momentum. It's going to be very powerful. The situational awareness, what I'm using here for stalling is Ruin. Ruin's going to stall the game for me to build up 4 stacks to save the best for last, ideally. And then I'm going to use this to clutch the game as a potential snowball, yeah? One slugged, pick up the first slug or the second slug, depending on Infectious Fright. Then hook him, then rotate. One down, one hooked, one in chase, one being altruistic, not doing objective. I will use that to stall the game rather than anything else. And that there would be the most sweatiest build I could run on Clown if I wanted to win the game. That is what I would run. It is a complete, not great playstyle on the Clown. But, like I said, you guys want to see what I'd run and how I'd win. If I was versing a very powerful Swift, that's what I consider running. Alright, well guys, that's all for the Clown. If you had any questions about the Clown, please don't hesitate to ask, man. And don't hesitate to check out my live Twitch channel, which I may or may not be doing now.